So we got a Edelbrock 600 on here, Performer. Not really happy with it. A lot of the mechanisms are kind of sticky. Could be fixed, but we're not going to do it. We're going to put a Holley Street Demon on this thing today. What I noticed right away when I started taking this carb off is it really was kind of loose anyhow on there. I think it was losing vacuum in the carburetor anyhow. But let's get these fuel lines off. There we are. There's our fuel line disconnected. Our choke's disconnected. This is another vacuum for an exhaust flap. Pull that. We should be ready to go. Pull this thing off. I got one nut that I kept kind of loose on there because I still had to remove the brake booster line. So let me get that nut off. I think we got everything disconnected here. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of vacuum hoses that aren't correct still too. So we'll have to address those. And let's pull off this carburetor. There we go. There it is. Old Edelbrock. It's going to be for sale. We're going to clean it up. Going to sell it. Not going to keep it for sure. Factory intake. Pretty clean in there. Okay. Over here we have our new, I'll show you this carb here. We have our new Street Demon with a polymer center. Brand new. About 600 bucks. They say they're ready to rock and roll out of the box. They're pretty close. So they also have a goggle valve because it looks like a goggle secondaries. So we'll see how that works out. We're going to use the studs that came with this carburetor. So we're going to get these old studs out. Some are already loose. Some there so we don't mistake them. Be careful you don't drop anything down your intake. I really should have something over it. However, you don't on this one. And I'll show you how your gaskets go because you're going to have we're going to sandwich gaskets together. Now, this spacer acts as kind of like a, it's going to give you more velocity, almost like a velocity stack. So you're going to gain torque and lose torque too, depending on the RPM range from this. So you're going to put a gasket on here. Okay, gently. No sealants, no nothing. Just a gasket. Okay. Then we're going to put our metal plate on. This is crucial. And I'm going to do this side up. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then we put our other gasket over top of that. So it's going to be sandwiched together, just like that. Don't lose your nuts. Don't lose your nuts. We're going to take our carburetor. We're going to stick that on. And we're going to sit it right there. Doesn't that look pretty? Sure does. That looks pretty. We also have a throttle bracket that's right here. It's going to have to go on first. Don't forget your throttle bracket. Hopefully it works with this carburetor. Just want to make sure the linkage is all going to work properly. You know what? Let's snug up the carburetor. I want to keep these kind of snug. Make sure that they're snug because those plates don't exactly come the straightest sometimes. They might have a little warpage. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to go back around this a couple times. Should be good. Should be good. Okay. Now we start hooking up lines. So I'm going to double check vacuum ports according to Holley, see what's what. And I think we got all this tight, right? Yep, I got all that tight. Just double checking. Okay, we're just going to use the fuel pump to prime it. I'm not dumping anything in it. Hopefully it primes quickly. And we got the car all tore apart, guys, so bear with me. Bear with me. We got body work going on. It's actually almost done. Got no door handles in the car. So I'm gonna crank it, pump it, crank it. And I think I can see the fuel coming into it. So let me stick my head out a little farther here and see. There we go. Exhaust leak under the car, so pay no attention to that. And that's where the manifolds meet the side pipes. It needs a new pipe there. Soak's opening. It didn't take long to prime at all. That don't drip. That's good. All right. Let's put our air cleaner on while this warms up. Start real quick. So there you have it. A bit of a pain. Holley doesn't have some fittings that fit, but it did start right up quickly and ran smoothly. And guess what? I didn't have to adjust the idle. It was dead on. It's dead on. We really can't take this down the road yet to see if we made any power or lost any power, but I will tell you it's revving a lot smoother through the RPM range, and I still haven't put new plug wires on this thing, so or set the timing. So we don't tune a carburetor without checking the timing first, so that'll be next. I found this little doohickey here that we're gonna hook up and get rid of a lot of those vacuum lines that are in the back that run to those headlights. It's just kind of cobbed together, and honestly that's my fault because, well, I couldn't find one of these, so we got to put the old one back on and seal it, get rid of some of those vacuum lines, clean it up a little bit more. Hey guys, it's that time, wet sanding time, and little 400, the car is almost ready for paint. We're waiting on a new front bumper, and in the meantime we'll get this thing wet sanded with some 400 and see if we have any imperfections that we need to take care of real quick, but we're really close to paint, so let's just smooth this out a little bit, take out a little bit of the primer orange peel. Some places I laid it on a little thicker. It's a nice high build, a little thicker than I did other places. So we're going to adjust those, make it nice and smooth. So this part of the back bumper right here was completely kind of melted and distorted, and you know, I did the best I could to shape this back in. I think I did pretty good. I might have to hit it with a little bit of glazing putty a little later on before the final application of paint is installed. Paint installation, I think. But right now we're just going over this with some 400 and see exactly what we got. Yeah, there's a couple little spots that I'll have to perfect, but we got the shape right, and I was really worried about that. always take it down. We got a spoiler that's gonna, which I'm fixing also, that was melted on this side, that goes over this whole thing, but still wanted to get it as good as I could. Now, as we move around the car and we get to the passenger side was in a lot better shape than the driver's side. But the driver's side, the door, took me a good long time to get that door reasonably straight. I don't see any waves or feel any waves in it now, but you never know what's going to come up and bite us in the ass. And as we get around to the front of this car, I want to show you some things that, well, eventually I just had to stop because we're getting kind of crunched for time to get this thing painted. Oh, that's smooth. It's like a baby's bottom. There's a few coats of primer on here, just so you know. So, I've already wet sanded the first one, put another coat on. I'm going to wet sand the second one. So I'm going to come back and finish this bumper kind of last. I want to cut in here, but I want to clean it off and take my time with it. Because I think it's an important part of the car and get it as good as I can. This door is nice. Yeah, this doesn't need nothing, so we don't have to worry about this door right here. This door is finito, finished. Let's go up to the front fender because, as you can see, I think you guys can see, we have different spots of primer where I've done some work, come back, primered it. It's guide coat, basically. So now we're going to knock down that guide coat and see what we can reveal underneath. So don't be afraid to get some water up there. Or another piece of sandpaper. So that's nice and rough right here. So we're going to feel it. Look up to the edge. I like to get my edges. There we go. We went through a little bit right there. See that? Because I went a little too aggressive, but it's okay. They said the sealer the paint guy uses will take care of that. So this is very quickly knocking down. Quickly. Another piece here. I'm going to start up top. Blend that in nice. That's really good. Blends in. A lot of work done to the front. A ton of work. I probably should have showed you guys. I got some pictures. Entirely cracked and spider-webbed. Right way deep into the fiberglass. So I've done a ton of work to it, and that's what I'm saying. Eventually, you just got to stop because it's never ending. And I went over it. I re-resined the top. Then I went over with a filler glaze, and it's just time to stop. And whatever little imperfections are there are gonna stay because time is money. Go gently around the front. Pretty delicate part here. Okay, now we can walk around the car and take a peek, and you'll see spots where I went through and I went through. And like I said, they're inevitable. You're gonna get them, especially when you have edges like this. But the trick is you need this smooth with no flaws there. All right, door holes are filled in. Let's wait for that to set up. Sand that down. Yeah, Stingray mirrors don't fit in the holes. It says that they fit up to 79 in the listing, but they don't fit, so we just have to make new holes. And everything's smooth, ready to go. And There's a couple holes here. That was just a little piece that I filled in, but those holes are filled in. I used a 2-part epoxy underneath, then some body fill, and then some spot putty on top. Okay guys, I haven't updated you in a little bit, so let's do an update. Sun is shining, and we got the vet right here sitting here in the driveway. Got another issue I'm gonna have to take care of, but you might like. So yeah, look, we've got the whole car in primer, and you guys know that this was the side that was totally melted. And as you can see, we got it straight as an arrow now. Yeah, this was the bad door. This was the bad fender. And got a little, this is still good here, right here. I got to put a little primer on that. But we've actually started masking a little bit. We have all of the weather stripping removed. I've fixed the back area here. So some sanding dust on it. That's what we're going to get rid of, is all the sanding dust right now. Turned out pretty good. Door handles are out, door locks are out, some of the interior is out because we got a new interior going in it. Engine is pretty dirty right now, and you see that puddle down there? Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. That is actually transmission fluid coming from the pan under there. It's got a bad gasket, and I didn't realize it till I parked the car at this angle. So I'm gonna have to take care of that here soon. But we got our front bumper on, as you can see. Very expensive OEM front bumper. So today I'm quick gonna wipe this thing down and see what I got underneath and see if I missed anything or not. We're getting close now. We got the rear spoiler fixed, started masking, not this Saturday, which is a couple days away, but the Saturday after. This is going in for paint, so I got to put this, mask this off, put it under a car cover, mask off everything but the driver door. I need to be able to get in that. We'll mask off the engine bay, and there's the front of the car, front bumper. Man, we've come a long ways, right? I test fitted the grills down the bottom, make sure they were going to fit. They fit perfectly. They look great. This is the side that was all melted, and as you can see, man, it looks good now, right? I did as good as I could do. There is a little chip out of that front spoiler right there, and I'm not going to do much about that, simply because it is the nature of the beast. This is going to be a driver. But, man, I got this looking good. Drilled new holes for the mirrors. These are relocated. They were in different spots because they were wider. We're going to use like 72 Stingray mirrors, so we've got to put that on. If the doors look a little wonky, that's because there's no guts in them right now. There's no latches. It's just kind of sitting there. I got it bungee corded together. And this is the spoiler that was melted on the back there. I got that. And the light's making it look wonky, but it's not wonky. It's just the reflection. This thing is really, I mean, nice and smooth. Looks really good. There is some waves in the spoiler, and that's just, well, what happened to them from the factory. So it's just going to have to be that way. I noticed a little bit of a wave down here. Nothing really I can do about that without buying a $700 spoiler, and I'm not going to do that. But for all intents and purposes, this thing is ready for paint. So we're going to throw some covers over the wheels when we take it in. We are going to mask off the side pipes. And as you can see, the metal down bottom here, yeah, that's in primer, but that's all going to get stripped later on. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to chrome or paint those black. Right now I don't care. I'm going to let them paint them green in the meantime. And if everything smooths out nicely, maybe we'll just go over that with some satin black afterwards. I'm really contemplating putting Stingray badges on it. I know that is sacrilegious because it's, well, not a Stingray year. 76 was the last year for the Stingray, although they are the same body shape except for the back window. I don't know. It's my car. Pretty much going to do what I want with it. Eventually we'll track down an L88 hood for it because those are cool. Why not, right? And there's spots on this car. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it is a lot better than it was. I got a ton of body work, a ton of man hours into this thing. We were trying to add them up, and we're well over 150 hours in just the body. Passenger seat is out. That's inside the house. That's been reupholstered. Driver's seat hasn't been reupholstered yet because simply I don't want to get anything on it when we take this in for paint. So I'll reupholster that when the car's done. We still have to get new tires, deciding what we want to go with. Now remember, this car is going to be a very dark green metallic with a gold metal flake in the clear. It really pops. If you guys haven't checked out the hood video, I suggest you go back and check that out because it's an amazing color. And I think we're going to do something different with this car. I think we're going to I don't want it too pretty, and I know that sounds weird, but we want a little bit of patina in the paint. So I want to talk to my paint guy and see if we can maybe make the paint look like it's been on the car for a while, but still maintain that shine. We'll have to see how that goes. But tires, we don't know. We're not going to do white race letters. I'm sick of white race letters. We're not going to do that. We may do red lines on this car, or we may do old school white walls. And man, I'm telling you what, white walls do look good on a dark green metallic car. I don't know why, and they actually look, I'll put a picture up here. I had AI do a picture up for me. They look good with these wheels, and wow, cool, right? We got brand new marker lights coming all the way around for, actually they're here, they're already here. We have brand new tail lights for this car. Power antenna still works, we'll put that on. We got brand new badges that are on the way for the car, for the sides and for the front and back, for the gas cap and the nose piece. Yeah, guys, all kinds of stuff. There's tons of stuff coming for this car and tons of stuff already here. So make sure you hit that like button, share, subscribe. I will be back. We're going to show you guys this thing in the paint booth, and hopefully we can do something to give it, I don't want to say, like when I say patina, I'm not talking like relicking your car. I'm talking about just making it look like a good driver that's been around for a while, because other parts of this car are going to show its age. So let's see if we can maybe blend that together so it's not so obvious that it's a fresh paint job on a car that has, well, some wear and tear here and there. So hey, I'm a poet and I didn't know it. All right, guys, thanks for watching Revved Up with Mike. Please hit that like button, share, and subscribe, and keep the pedal to the metal. Peace out.